So I was gonna make a video about this later, or maybe make a video about it now and then not post it till later, but I just figured, in keeping with the real-time nature of this channel, I wanted to talk about some personal stuff that has recently occurred, and I kind of want to document my thoughts about it now rather than try to talk about it later in hindsight, because I feel like I'm already sort of moving forward from where I was 2 days ago, and I just want to try to capture, if I can recall, how I felt and how weird this whole thing was. So what I'm getting at is, I've mentioned on this channel that I've been talking to somebody just like that I met through Reddit and this YouTube channel in February. That was the first time we talked to each other or had any kind of contact. And we've been talking here and there ever since then, but about a month ago, 6 weeks ago, after some just kind of like back and forth that didn't really go anywhere, all of a sudden one day, we just like had a connection and started talking a bunch. The timing for that is, to quote Michael Scott, the timing is nothing short of predominant. That's a joke. The timing is really not an accident, I don't think. I had some mental shifts the weekend before, and he says he had too, the exact same time, and it was just like we just connected suddenly. And so we've been talking ever since then, and something came out quickly, maybe like a week after we started talking, which was like June 22nd. Matt, who is the person I'm talking about, told me that the first time that he saw me on this channel, he saw a video of me, and he had a sense that I was the person that he was looking for. And he says it was very stressful and confusing and didn't make any sense because it wasn't based on, I kept saying, you just liked what I was saying, or you liked me, or you saw me and like were attracted to me or something. I'm like, you just saw what you wanted and you knew it instantly, because that's kind of how I thought it worked. And he was like, no, it's not that. It was something else. It's like, I just knew, I can't explain it. I felt like I was losing my mind, blah, blah, blah. So I was just thinking this whole time, oh, okay, cool. Like, that's cool. I have my opinions on what you experienced, just that kind of stuff. And so we've been talking for the last 6 weeks and just like getting to know each other more and more. It's seeming like maybe there's something to that. Over that time, it's come out, a bunch of weird stuff has come out, weird like compatibilities and weird timing things where things were going on in his life at the same time things were going on in my life, even though we didn't know each other. And finally, the whole time we've been talking, I've been like, let's just meet in person. Let's just get together in person, because you'll know, like if this is a real thing, you'll know. But circumstances, obstacles prevented that from happening until Sunday, 3 days ago. It's August 5th and this was August 2nd. And so what I wanted to try to get on video right now, while it's still kind of fresh, is what I experienced when I met Matt in person. First of all, the morning, we didn't have any plans to get together on Sunday, but I had this dream on Sunday morning, like right before I woke up Sunday morning. I woke up from a dream. And this dream, I always have dreams when I'm ignoring something in reality that needs to be addressed. This has been something that's happened to me my whole life. Like if I'm just ignoring something, I'll eventually have a dream that is disturbing, and that I'll be able to figure out like, what's it trying to tell me about my real life. And so I sat with this dream after waking up for like a few hours, and Matt and I were texting, and I told him about the dream, And he was like, oh, I know what this means. And he was like telling me what he thought. And I'm just like, no, I know what it means. It means that we need to meet in person. It just came to me. I was like, okay, I know the sense, like the thing I'm ignoring is what brought about this dream, which was that we needed to meet in person. And so we just, on the spur of the moment, we just drove to meet each other. He lives in Iowa and I live outside of Chicago. So it's like 175 miles. So we drove and we met somewhere in the middle. And while I was driving there, I had no sense of anything. Like, I was just like, this is going to be fun. I'm sure it's going to be good. I wasn't worried about him not liking me or anything. Like, it was just peaceful. I was excited to finally meet him and everything after all this talking. But when I exited the expressway, I could see the place that we were meeting at, and I kind of looked over to my left. I was making a left turn, and I just got hit by this like wall of panic. I still don't know what it was, or if it was even panic. That's the closest thing I can come to describing it. I didn't know how to interpret. I didn't feel any different mentally. I wasn't like afraid he wasn't gonna like me. I just got hit by this super intense feeling. I don't know what it was. It felt, the only thing I can say is I felt like if it was nervousness or something, it was just like this really intense feeling. And when I got there, when I pulled up, I knew he was already there because he had texted me. And I got out of my car. I called him. I was trying to get my jacket out of my car and stuff. And I was parked next to this van. Don't worry, the van didn't like pull me in and kidnap me or anything. I was parked next to this van with like dark windows, and I could see through the windows, and I saw Matt walking towards me. And the windows were tinted, so I couldn't see anything but this person walking towards me, and I knew it was him. And I will never be able to describe what happened when I saw him like through the windows. I don't know how to explain it till right now. I keep racking my brain to try to figure out if I could be making this up, or, you know, if I just want this to be true. You know, I just keep like, every time I think about this, my brain runs through the whole list of what else could this be, because it's so weird and has never happened to me before. But I swear to God, when I saw him, I just knew it was a done deal. I just knew it was a done deal instantly. And then, you know, we spent some time together. We were like hanging out together, and I felt super self-conscious, and it was just the strangest experience. The whole time I'm sitting there next to this person, and honestly, we were kind of like awkward with each other the whole time we were together. Not awkward exactly, but like very standoffish. I just kept thinking, this is a done deal. Like, this is the guy. This is it. This is him. Why? I don't know. I mean, he's a hottie, but it wasn't that. It really wasn't like, it wasn't a physical attraction thing. It was just there. I can't explain it. I was like, he's right. And so we spent like 3 or 4 hours together, just like hanging out at this place. And the whole time I just felt like, this is a sure thing. Like, this is it. This is the guy. This is a done deal. Meanwhile, we're just kind of like hanging out, sort of being silent like half the time. I don't know how to explain the situation. But at one point, we got up from where we were. We went and sat at the bar, the place we were at, and there was some guy sitting there. There was just the bartender and then this guy, this like local guy, kind of in the middle of, you know, we're kind of in the middle of the cornfields in Illinois, and there's just this guy who like you would expect to find in a bar like that, and he he just started talking to us, and he said, the way she's looking at you and the way you're looking at her, he said this to Matt, I know you guys are gonna last. And both of us were like, what? Like, I didn't know I was doing that. I didn't know I was giving him any kind of look, and I wasn't detecting him giving me any kind of look. So we just looked at each other like, oh my God. It's really, really, really strange. Just the whole thing was completely weird to me. I've never experienced anything like that before. I've never experienced the sensation of feeling like you're with the right person. That's not even the right way to put it. Feeling like you're with the person that you're meant to be with. 'Cause like, we haven't spent enough time together. We haven't talked enough. Like, we don't know each other well enough for any feeling like how you would normally expect to have experienced somebody to feel like you're with the person. For like, none of that has happened. This is all like outside of that. Like, this isn't based on feels for me. It's not based on it's just, I don't know, it's like I just know. It's crazy. It's like what he was saying, how he just knew. We got together in person and then I just knew. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to talk more about this. There is so much weird lineup of things, and you know, the more we get to know each other, the more we find that everything we want is the same. We did a little making out in the parking lot. That was really good. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this yet, but I just wanted to record my utter bewilderment, I think would be a good word for it. I wasn't expecting this to happen. I didn't try to make this happen other than saying I know that my ultimate romantic fulfillment is a done deal. And just, you know, I did that in December, right at the beginning of December. And I've never wavered from that at all. But all this stuff I've had to go through in the meantime has been really valuable towards this end. And I've talked a little bit about how Matt kind of showed up and over the last month or so has been the messenger, essentially, telling me some things that I really needed to get and hear, to continue to resolve stuff about myself with other intentions. So yeah, that's where that is. I don't know what to make of it exactly. I guess if in 50 years, you know, I've got this person by my side, then I'll know what this was, because it certainly feels like that. But I don't know. 3D me is going to reserve judgment. I will be absolutely fine if I turn out to be wrong about what I know. I will be absolutely fine if Matt turns out to be wrong about what he knows. If it turns out we are a disaster somehow, or somebody doesn't love somebody else, if that happens, I will be fine. He will be fine. And I think that's the beauty of actually doing what you need to do for yourself before you try to do something with somebody else. That's been really profound over the last few days. You know, meeting somebody like this, especially the way this has gone down, is like a fairy tale to me. Like, this is the way that this has gone so far is like, it's a beautiful, it's one of those things that's so perfect you just couldn't come up with all the twists and turns about it if you tried to write a story about it. And that's great. That's what I want, you know. That's what I want. You know, who wouldn't want a guy to show up and say, I knew it was you the second I saw you? I know that I have always wanted that specific thing. That specific thing. I have always wanted the guy that I end up with to have known that it was me from the second he saw me. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm enjoying this with a sense of bewildered amusement currently. And if it just turns out to be a figment of my imagination, that's okay. That's cool. But I wanted to document the way that I felt during that encounter. Because it was like, I've been talking to people over the last couple days about this. And I've been saying, it's like, I've never had a feeling like this before. I was saying to Robbie Bobby, it's like I saw a new color for the first time. Like, can you imagine what it would feel like to discover that a color exists that you didn't know about? Like a color like purple, red, or blue, like, it's like with feelings for me. You think you've felt it all. You think you've seen and heard it all. And then there's this new thing, and I was just like, what? I don't even know how to interpret what this is. This strange sense of knowing that is outside of any kind of rational, emotional, or mental thing. It was just there, the knowing. So, I don't know. If nothing else, Matt, thank you for giving me a crazy experience that I will never forget. However, I am pretty sure you're going to be around for some time to come. And you're probably the reason I felt compelled to make this channel in the first place in January, though it made me incredibly uncomfortable to post videos. And I almost removed this channel twice. Yeah, that's what's going on.